Hello, everyone. I am David Coleman, and welcome back to another episode of Bridging the Gap on Bootleggers Music Group Radio. I am not sitting in front of a green screen today. I would never do that to you. I am speaking to you today. I can already tell that this program is going to be one of my favorites that we've ever done. I'm at the American Legion Post number 49 in South Haven, Michigan. That is the channel. That's the channel that leads to the harbor, to the Black River, and that is Lake Michigan. Those of you that are on a watching platform, that is that's Lake Michigan back there. A couple weeks ago, I had the pleasure of having Greg Schneider, if you're watching, the handsome gentleman in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen in the red shirt, who is the founder of Operation Ramp It Up, founder, CEO, commander of all that is good. And we had such a good time talking about the fact that you put ramps up for veterans, aluminum ramps, or people with possibly Lou Gehrig's disease, or people who need them. And I thought, then you started to tell me a story. You said, recently we put up a nice ramp for a 99-year-old veteran, Navy veteran. And there was a kind young man from Loveland Middle School who helped put it up. And my first words to you were, when can we have this show? Okay. When can we do this and have a great time? So Greg, welcome back to the show. And I think it's going to be a good time, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, David. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited about our two guests we have with us today.
Okay, me too. Let me explain. This is going to be a little different, folks. If you're looking for broadcast perfection, you might want to turn the show off right now. That's not what's going to happen today, because I'm outside. We're all over the place. Instead of being in a studio somewhere, I thought I'm going to an American Legion to do this. Llano Bell, who served in the Navy from 1944 to 1946. His beautiful daughter, Linda, is sitting next to him. He's having a little trouble hearing today, so you might notice that she's going to repeat things to him that will allow him to talk back to us. And Linda, why don't you go ahead and do that? Why don't you tell him exactly what we're doing? And if he wants to say hello to the world, we'll go ahead and do it.
So he just introduced you to people, letting you know that you're a World War II vet. Yeah. And he said that if you want to say hello to the world, go ahead and say hello right now.
Hello to the world. Enjoy the ramp.
Llano, gosh, it's first of all, on behalf of the entire country, thank you for your service.
Go
ahead, Linda. I'll do it.
He said on behalf of the entire company, he wants to thank you for your service.
Hello, the company.
Oh, wait a minute. He's still talking.
That's okay. And the years that you were in the Navy, 1944 to 1946, may ring a bell for a lot of people. That would not have been the easiest time to serve our country. So, in the middle of world wars, that's one of the tougher times. So, Llano, thank you for serving our country so bravely.
He said thank you for serving the country during a war.
Thank you for the ramp and helping me get the ramp. It's interesting. Can go when I want to go and do anything on the ramp. It's really nice. Thank you very much.
Greg, how's that make you feel? A 99-year-old military veteran is thanking you in front of the world for putting an aluminum ramp in his home.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely it's so heartwarming, but it's not me. It's all of us. You're going to speak to Corey in a little bit with his school, with Loveland and Magnified Giving. It's a great feeling, because here at Llano, he had trouble getting out. He's 99. He was falling here and there. And Linda reached out to us and said, hey, Dad wants to keep living. He wants to be 100 years old. He wants to be able to get in and out of his house.
Yeah.
How can we do this? And we all came together. We worked together as a community, and we built this ramp in his garage. That way there's no more steps. He can come in and out. And as you heard him talking, he has freedom, independence, and accessibility. He can now get out of his house safely. He can get to the mailbox. He can get out in sunshine. He can get to his appointments. He can just enjoy life now. So it's great.
The tagline for Bootleggers Music Group Radio that hosts my show, and I'm so blessed, thanks to Paul Jones, to be able to do this show weekly or as often as I possibly can. But it's people like you that help us live our motto, which is to bring people closer to God, one song, one show, one guest, one tune at a time. Linda, this question's for you. Linda, what was it like to see that ramp go up? What's it been like since having the ramp? Has it changed your lives at all?
Well,
Ye-
this is my question.
huh?
Okay, wait a minute. When I came over one day, I noticed that he was walking down steps to get to the garage to get on a scooter, electric scooter that my sister had given him. And that myself was made me concerned that he was going to face plant right in the garage and we wouldn't know it. So
Sure.
anyway, putting the ramp in has made me feel he's safer, and now we can't keep him at home. I mean, he goes down that ramp and he's all over the place. So, I know that the neighbors kind of keep a lookout on him, but I think he even went to the nursing home across the street. So tried to visit somebody there. So the ramp has given him freedom, us peace to know that he's safer in getting in and out of the house.
And
And
that's
besides
beautiful. Linda,
that,
why
if
don't
you
you
ask my
um,
well, if you ask my granddaughter, when she takes him to church on Sunday, she can't keep him still. He's off and gone.
and Greg, I see you. Greg, if your smile got any bigger, it would break your face. All right. So
Yeah.
how does it feel? Here's this man that was going to face plant in his own garage, and wonderful daughter and family helping. You just got to be beaming with pride.
Oh, it is beaming with pride. I'm, you know, I've been building ramps for 11 years. I have wheelchair ramps for mostly veterans and those with mobility issues, but all over the United States, all 50 states, built over 305 ramps now. Actually, Llano's was number 300. Since we've done his, we've done three more, we've done five more. But just the fact to see firsthand, we were all there watching him come down. And then, I've heard him interviewed several times and have talked to him several times, and Linda, just to see how excited they still are about this. And, the sky's the limit for him. He can now go places, do things, and, he's going to be around for a lot longer so he can keep sharing his story.
Absolutely. Corey, we haven't gotten to you yet, but we're going to do that right now. Corey Neuman, you are an eighth grader at Loveland Middle School in Loveland, Ohio. We live about at the most 10 minutes from each other. I didn't know that until getting on the program today. Corey, how did you come to help on the project of putting a ramp in Llano's home? And what did that feel like, young man? What did it feel like to, and I know you're an awful young person, but I've been told you're exceptionally bright. I'm sure you've done a little research on what the years 1944 through 46 were like in this country and in the world. And you helped put a ramp in a Navy veteran's home that needed one desperately. How'd that feel?
All I can say is I'm grateful to Greg for letting me come out. I'm a part of a peer developed group called Hope Squad. We are
Say that
based
again slowly. Hope Squad.
Hope Squad.
Okay.
We
What does
are
the Hope Squad do?
we're based not solely but very prominently in suicide prevention. We're trained in that, but we are also very prominent in the community for doing community service. So we had the
How old are you,
opportunity.
Corey?
I'm
Corey, how old are you?
13.
You're
13.
13 and you're well trained in suicide prevention.
Yeah. Uh,
Special man.
I got the opportunity to meet Greg and talk to Greg through Magnified Giving. We competed in a competition in Hope Squad to win $1,000 for a charity of our choosing, and I chose Operation Ramp It Up, and we ended up winning. And so we got to use that $1,000 to help Llano here. And in my presentation, I included how changing the world this is to see how much one ramp can change somebody's life. And you think, oh, well, yeah, I can understand that. But you can't understand the feeling until you do it. And that is personally personally life-changing.
How have you seen it? What have you seen or felt or experienced that you know has changed the world a bit for that family?
The first time he came down the ramp, he looked like a kid in a candy store, and I think that that was very refreshing towards me, and I think that was a great thing to see.
Greg, is this the one where David Fulcher walked him
No.
down, or was it another?
There,
was
there was another. There was another one right before this one. It was a 104-year-old. Same story, but no, this one is so special because yeah, that one was with some ex-Bengals, but this one was with youth of today. I mean, Corey knows more about Operation Ramp It Up than I do.
Tell us about Operation Ramp It Up, Corey. Tell the world.
Operation Ramp It Up. We focused on the veteran, but he also builds aluminum ramps for anybody with a disability who needs it. They've built 300 ramps, or 305 now, throughout 11 years, with one ramp in every state of the United States. Their motto: freedom, independence, and accessibility. And I think that's the biggest thing. They fought for veterans' freedom and accessibility through these ramps, just like they fought for our freedom.
Linda, let me ask you a question, and you can tell me whether you think this will be okay. Do you think your father can talk about what it was like to fight for our country?
Yeah, he would be glad to.
Absolutely. Go ahead and
He
translate
wants
that.
to know if you would tell them what it was like to fight for this country during the war. He wants to know what it was like to go and fight for this country during the war.
It was nice to go fighting for the for our freedom, and we won the war, and I hope we don't have no more wars to fight for. I hope everybody get together and have their freedom together, and people like it putting the ramps up for the veterans and things like that, Lord, will give us more freedom. And these other countries, we need to thank the Lord for our freedom, and thank you for this day. And we thank you for the guy that put the kids put the ramp in. Thank you for them.
Hey,
And,
Linda,
Yeah.
ask your dad why he picked the Navy.
Why did I pick the Navy?
He heard that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't hear any other question, but he heard
Could have
that
had
one.
a place to sleep. I didn't want to be in the foxhole.
No, it was better to sleep on a ship that was full of fuel.
It was better to sleep on a ship that was full of fuel than in a bunker, right? In a foxhole.
Yeah. We had a squadron of planes. We had I think it's about 5 tanks of fuel in that thing. And so if it hit, it would all go at one time.
Llano, you are no idiot, man. You are no idiot. Nice round of applause. Linda, what's it been like for you? You're such a kind lady. A couple weeks ago, you came on with me personally for a couple of minutes so we could make sure that today would work from an electronic and digital standpoint. I know it's not the easiest thing for you to kind of corral everything there today and get everything set up. And what's that ramp meant to your family? What's that ramp meant to the neighborhood? What's it meant to your father?
Well, first of all, the neighborhood thinks he's a movie star now because he's been on a couple of news channels. I think they're a little jealous, to be honest. But, I think it kind of makes them feel good too to see him get out and about. And, you stop and think about it. People get kind of prisoners in their home. And, you want them to stay in their home. You want them to be here. You want them to be safe. But then again, if it's hard to get in and out, you tend to stay in and you don't get to go out and be with people. And people is what keeps your mind alert and keeps you going. So
Amen.
I think, if he wants to stay here till he's 110, as long as I can get things, I've kind of gone through and figured out what needs to be done to get him so he can stay here. I have another project I'm working on. And if I can get that one done, I think that he should be good,
Linda, would you have him lean a little bit toward you so that he's in the picture? Just come over.
No,
Yeah,
just
right
come
there.
this way a little bit. Now, see you?
He's
Okay.
He's too handsome not to be in the picture, and you're too lovely not to be there. I'll
He
tell you
wanted to
what I
see
love
you
the
in the
most
picture.
about.
Yeah. See me in the picture?
Okay, we don't want to miss you. Here's what I love about what he just talked about and what we all know. All right, here I am. I'm sitting at the American Legion here in South Haven, Michigan, which, by the way, anyone in the Midwest United States, if you're in Ohio or Michigan or Indiana or kind of Eastern Pennsylvania, what a beautiful vacation spot this is. It's just, look behind me, the channel that leads to the lighthouse that leads to the lake. But I'm sitting here. Why? Because I'm free to do so. Corey, I'm assuming, looks like you might be in your own bedroom. Greg, looks like you're in one of the coolest rooms ever with that beautiful wall and then the American flag and probably a few honors of distinction up there on the walls. And Leno and Linda are in probably his home, it looks like, possibly. And why are we all able to do this? Because there are people all over this world that we will never meet and never know who are fighting for our freedom to be able to be on this program today safely, not worried about our surroundings, and able to speak our minds because we have the ability to do so. And Leno, it's people like you, sir, that selflessly, uh, sacrifice several years of their life to serve our country. And Leno, I have a friend. I have friends named Robbie and Brenda Schlip. They live in Henderson, Nevada. Their son is an E7, I believe now, in the Army. He's a Ranger, and he's a young you. He's on his way to being in a different branch, I realize, but I can already tell that he has the same kind of spirit that you have. And that's the reason we can all be on this program today. All right, Greg?
Definitely. 100%.
Okay. Corey, who else, did anybody else from your school come and help install the ramp?
Yes, 2 other boys.
2 other boys? And have the 3 of you had any conversations since of what that experience was like?
Yeah. We can all agree on the fact that we can look at our society today, right? And a lot of people are split up. Such disagreeing topics. It's what psychologists, it's a dichotomy in our world. And to see how we can come together.
Greg is shaking his head sideways because I'm going to have to get him a thesaurus so he can look up dichotomy and figure out. Greg, am I wrong?
Yes.
But to see that we can unite under our love for these veterans and our love for everybody in our country, I think it's something that is bringing our society forwards. I think that one of the most retrograde thing in our societies is when we don't work together with our empathy and when we don't appreciate each other and when we can unite to appreciate these people who have fought for us. I think that's something that we should all be very proud of.
Corey, I know you're only in 8th grade. I know you're only in 8th grade, and but I have a strange feeling that you already know the answer to this question. I talk to youth for a living. I'm blessed to be a public speaker, and I visit some high schools, but mostly colleges, military bases, etc. What do you want to do with your life, young man? I know you're only in 8th grade, so you got 8th, then there's 9 through 12, then there's whatever you're going to do next. What's your goal in life?
Trauma surgery. I would like to be a trauma surgeon.
Why don't you pick something a little tougher? Trauma surgery sounds a little too early for easy for you. That's really great, Corey. One of our last guests and a friend of mine, she's an ER. She's the head doctor in an ER. She actually runs the whole thing, and every once in a while we will talk about what a normal day is like for her, what an average day is like, and her average day would be a challenge for most of us.
Yeah.
Leno, another question for Leno. 99.
Yeah.
When do you hit 100? When is your 100th birthday?
March 21st, 1926.
No, that's when he was.
No, that's okay. March 26th is a great answer.
Yeah.
Leno, I was born in March. I'm a March 3rd. So I love other Marches. Now, I have a strange feeling, and Greg told me, and I had not had a chance to meet you yet, Leno.
Yeah.
I don't think 100 is where we're going to stop. And so
I better
would
go
say,
200.
200.
okay, if you end up going to 200, I will pay for Linda's counseling. That I can promise you right now. Uh, we will get her. We will get her all the help she needs. That's
Oh, I
see,
would need a
the
lot.
attitude. That's the attitude. Llano, what's it like? Tell us what you think of society today, the differences that you've seen in the last few years, maybe the last 5 to 10 years in our country.
I think everything has changed in the last few years. It's not for the worst, for the better. Some of it was, and some of it not. So I enjoy everything I get, and everything them boys. Thank them for working on the ramp.
Do you see what changes since you fought to today? Do you see changes in the world, like the way it's ran?
I like change of the world. It's changed better now, and Lord, we just thank you for a victory and for liberty that we got, Lord. Thank you for it. Thank you for this day. And
Greg, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Llano, I got a question for you. I need a little history lesson. Who was some of the first presidents you remember?
Who was first president?
Roosevelt, that's been
Okay.
a few years ago.
Theodore Roosevelt. It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
If you, Llano, if you had to pick a couple of your favorite presidents since your memory of presidents goes back, who would you say are a few of your favorite?
Ronald Reagan. I think he's the best we've had. And everything going good now, and seems like everything's okay.
Wasn't your ship next to the ship at the signing of the peace treaty?
I was, on the ship where they signed the peace treaty. And on the USS Hamlin, I was on the ship. So
Wasn't it right next to them as they were
right
signing?
next to the Missouri, I think it was the Missouri that they signed the peace treaty. So
That's amazing, Llano. It's amazing. Llano, living to 99 years of age is no joke. That is an accomplishment in itself. What habits have you adopted? How have you lived to be as ornery as you are at 99 years of age? You look healthy, you're quick, you're happy, you've got a beautiful family around you. Give advice to people who are a little younger or a lot younger on what they can do to live to be 99 or more.
I don't know, but I think the Lord give me 99, maybe more. That's the only thing I know. I just eat the same things all the time, and it ain't nothing to eat. But it's up to the Lord, let me live on who want to.
I can tell
Anyone
you
who
one thing.
follows this show, anyone who follows the show knows I never follow a script. Llano, I got it. And Linda, you can answer this. Llano, what are your favorite foods? What's your go-to food? What do you love?
Chocolate. Chocolate. I just had spare ribs the other day. I like them too.
I'll bet.
And
Well,
this woman comes help me. She fixed my dinner and stuff like that.
He just
well,
likes to eat.
I like
you
to eat
heard it
good
here
food.
first on Bridging the Gap. The diet that will get you to 99 is chocolate and spare ribs. So all those other infomercials we see about not eating certain things.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
will.
funny.
I
I
will
will
say.
tell you. Go ahead.
I
Go
will
ahead.
say one thing. What truly amazes me and my sister both, we'll have an issue or a little problem with something, and even at 99, he'll come up with a suggestion on how it might be able to be fixed. So it shows that his mind is still working on how, he can maybe kind of correct. Now, he may not always be right, and we might have to argue with him a little bit or discuss it, let's say. But
Discussion. We don't
yeah,
argue. Discuss.
discuss it. he usually tries to win out, you know, but
Well, that's fairly normal
it
for
amazes me that he still tries to do that.
It's awesome. Go ahead, Llano. Did
Hello.
you say something, Llano? Go ahead.
I thank the boys for coming, putting this ramp up, and I like to meet them again.
Well, you know what? We're going to have to make that happen. And I've
Yeah.
already, Greg, when I get back from Michigan, I really do, Greg, want to go over the schedule and see when there's one within, if it's within an hour of Cincinnati, I'm there. And I've been looking for my rubber mallet, and I found my Allen wrenches, and I don't have the other thing you were asking for. What was the third component of those?
An impact driver.
Okay,
An
well,
impact driver.
I know what I'm asking for Christmas from my family. I'm going to get an
Yeah.
impact driver so that I can come help you. You know what's funny is I had an Uncle Frank who lived to be 93 years old, also served in the military. And when I was a boy growing up, I remember he would always save the bacon grease and he put it in a mason jar and he kept that mason jar off to the side. And I said, Uncle Frank, what are you doing? He goes, well, watch. Every morning, his breakfast included a spoonful of the hardened bacon grease, a shot of whiskey, and a beer along with his breakfast. And he lived to be 99. I don't know that I would live 99 days if I tried that, but he lived to 99. Corey, what's in your future? What do you, I know you're on summer break. Now, when you go back, will you be entering 8th grade or 9th grade?
I'll be entering 8th grade.
8th grade. So I know Greg's going, I still need a thesaurus for his line. Corey, obviously, you're a pretty bright young guy and your heart's in the right place. What's helped you to get where you are today?
Well,
He's talking to that boy.
I think the most valuable thing is obviously people, but I think the most valuable thing in our lives is our minds, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that I took away from meeting Llano is it was amazing to put in the ramp and I love to see how much I could help him. But meeting with him and talking with him to get his perspective on things, to see how somebody has gone through different things to learn. I think that's what's gotten me where I am is listening and looking for knowledge anywhere you can. And I think
Corey, let's see what you absorbed. What were his perspectives? What have you taken away? You didn't just put in a ramp, you got an education, right? So what did you learn from Llano?
I think the biggest thing I learned is, well, one is his value for family. Obviously, we have Linda here, and I can see their relationship, and I think that's very incredible for them to have such a strong relationship and to keep each other going. I think that set in stone my perspective on how much people around us support us and how far that can bring us. But I also see he was on the ship for 2 years. You know, he fought in one of the hardest world wars, and he's still happy, and he's aged to 99. I think and he just got the ramp, and his resilience and his perseverance, and I think that is something to learn about, is that even when maybe you don't have all the opportunities, but Llano kept going, and here's where he is today. And I think that's a valuable lesson for anybody to learn.
Corey, you just brought tears to my eyes, which means the next time I'm home, you're taking me to the Loveland Dairy Whip for ice cream because you made me cry out my own. Okay. Actually, we'll do that in reverse. That would be my honor to take you. Llano, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I told everybody I'd keep this one short and sweet. What advice can you give people today to live a full life? Linda, if you want to translate that to them, that's fine.
Would you give anybody a good
well, do the right thing and accept the Lord and still go to church and be a good boy and everything like that and take care of yourself. And I'd like to see you again.
Yeah. How simple can that be? Greg, I say, Greg, tell me what you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, this is such a remarkable call, and David, thank you for brainstorming how we can make this work. But we have We have a young teenager that's going to be a trauma surgeon someday. We have a 99-year-old, you know, almost going to be 100 here in 6-7 months, that fought in a war. So we have the youth and we have aged gentlemen, and two different extremes, and we came together and look what we have done. Look what we've accomplished. And Corey, I can't thank you enough, because you know you're my inspiration. I mean, I have my grandchildren a little bit younger than you. They've done some ramps, they've passed out some challenge coins, they've been there on some of these. But to have you there and have you speak, I mean, I said it before, you can speak more on ramp it up than I can. I mean, if I want to get interviewed, I'm going to call you and have you be interviewed by the news, because you learned everything about it, and you just nailed it when you talk about what we have done. I just can't thank you enough. And you make me excited, Corey, that youth of the day. And not only would I like you keep partnering with me, but I feel like now, that feeling. Now you're going to go out. You're going to go out and do so much in this world, whether it's volunteer with us or somebody else and make a difference. You're just going to be out there doing that. And Linda and Llano, I mean, just to be part of your life. You guys, I feel like we're all family now. We're all family. And this is a special event because it was my 300th ramp, and it means a lot to me, just that we all came together, like I said, from the youth to the aged, and in between, and David and I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, I need Corey to explain how I feel, because he has those words, but this is just a
It's
remarkable
amazing
experience.
how close, Greg. It's amazing how close you and I've become in just a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
definitely.
And going to your event the other day in Northern
Right.
Kentucky, and I walk in. There's Ken Anderson, the quarterback for the Bengals. There's a couple of the Bengals over there. There's Paul Jones, the creator of our station, talking about how we can help you. And Corey, I saw your hand. Go ahead, son. What would you like to say?
Well, first off, I think that is something that's super value that I got from Greg. And I think I would love to continue to work with him. But he instilled me with the feeling of what it's like to help somebody, and that's life changing. But I also want to thank you, because to me, this isn't just a podcast, right? You have an interesting podcast that people want to listen to, but what you are doing through this is enlightening our society. I think that something we've learned about is that our empathy is going down here. And when we can see, and when people can see how we did what we did and what we did through your podcast, I think that is going to change our world. So I think that is what I want to thank you for today, and you
That's
arranging
very,
this.
very, very kind. And see, Greg, what happens when you give a kid $100 Venmo before the show starts? Do you see? Folks, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just want to say this. And Greg, you hit the nail on the head. I'm not sure Shane Richardson from the Tyler Richardson Foundation, but Shane has done some amazing things. And he calls a lot of us family. It's a combination of friends and family that it's so blurred now, you're not quite sure which it is. Are you friends? Are you family? And I believe the people on this call are absolutely that. So let me go through this. Number one, Corey, thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
Boy, thanks for helping put that ramp up. And Greg, what I would love to do is the next time there's going to be one up, if Corey and I can both be there, I think that would be neat for us
That'd
to
be
put one
cool.
up together. Corey,
Of
it'd be
course.
one thing. Corey, I also speak at colleges and universities and high schools for a living. If you want, I would like to work with you and come in. And I live in Loveland. You're never as famous when you're in your local area. You are. I've been spoken in all 50 states, but I don't think I've ever spoken at any of the Loveland schools, and I live right there. And other schools are paying me handsomely to speak. But I would love to work with you and come in and do either one of my leadership or one of my relationship talks for the students within the Loveland system. And I'd love to work with you to make that happen. And
Yeah, of
I would
course.
love to gift that to my community and help change some lives. Greg, I can't wait to become more involved. If there's a board, I'd love to sit on it and become even more involved. And Llano and Linda, thank you for your time today. Linda, I know that it probably wasn't easy getting this all set up and coordinated today. And
No
Linda, God
problem.
bless you for doing that. And Llano, I am going to live today differently because I hurt myself the other day mildly. I mildly hurt myself walking because I'm an idiot and I can't walk. So I've had a bit of a sore foot and it was bothering me. That sore foot's not going to bother me today. Okay. If I'm in my 60s and I have a sore foot, who cares? Because I'm making it to 99 too, doggone it. And if you can make it, if you can make it, I can make it.
Yeah.
And don't think for a minute I'm not going to get a ramp from Greg. I'm putting an order in right now, and I don't even need it. Well, if I don't get my foot any better, I am going to need it. But I'm going to put that. Go ahead, Linda.
I just wanted to say one thing before it gets away. First of all, Ramp It Up did an amazing job, and I really do appreciate them, and no shortchanging them at all. But those young kids from Loveland, in today's society, when you see so many, and I worked in the court system, and trust me, what I saw, I can tell you this much. These young men impressed me a lot. I'm blessed. I have some beautiful, wonderful, intelligent grandkids that work hard and are good. But to see these kids, they are amazing. They are our future, and their parents have to be extremely proud of them, and they don't
Right.
need to be shortchanged at all.
Linda,
Thank you,
that's
boys.
beautiful. And Greg, I was going to tell you this off air, Greg, but I'm going to go ahead and tell the world. I wanted to have lunch with you soon, Greg, because I have an idea for something that would be called ramp up your leadership, ramp up your relationships, ramp up your teamwork. I think we could do a series of things together with some of those young folks that we train to be facilitators as well and go into other schools and not only share the message of what Ramp It Up is, but help relationship skills and help leadership skills and bring more teamwork mentality to not only the area of Cincinnati, but who knows how far we might be able to go. And it's all going to be because the idea you came up with. And I know the triad, there's, what do you call yourselves? The triad there where you're helping people, not only veterans, but ALS. And there's three of you. What is it, Greg?
It's the triple play against ALS. We worked with the Cincinnati Reds and Lou Gehrig say there's three of us. Always Lifting Spirits provides a lift chair. Ramp It Up provides a ramp, and Chair Force One provides a van. That way, ALS families can make one call, and three of us can help their family right off the bat.
Beautiful. Now, folks, if you have enjoyed today, number one, please share it. When this comes out on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you happen to listen to it, please share it with others, especially those who need to hear it. If you want to reach any of the people, including Corey and Greg and Linda and Llano and myself, just go ahead and do that through the app. Download Bootleggers Music Group, the app. Go to bootleggersmusicgroup.com. There's a spot on there for you to contact. If you write anyone on this show, I promise you, Paul Jones and I will make sure that they get that that correspondence. And before we hang up, once again, Llano, thank you. Thank you for being on this show. Thank you for taking time today. Thank you for serving our country so well. And thank you for being a 99-year-old role model for everyone to follow on how precious life is and what a gift every single day is. I'm gonna live today differently because I met you on this show today. Guarantee you that right now. So I can't thank you more.
Well, thank you all for interviewing me, and thank you for this, for Donna and Linda helping me out. One of them gets my medicine, one of them gets my food. So that makes a big day.
Well, you're very, very blessed to have a family that loves you and friends.
Yeah.
And but you know what? Like attracts like. So I'm sure there's times where that has been in reverse, where you have been the person who has helped. You have been there in times of crisis. You have been there to listen during the darkest of times in people's lives. And I have zero doubt that that has happened. So you're a blessing to this world. Llano, thank you for being on the show. For Corey, for Greg, for Linda, for Llano, I'm David Coleman. This has been Bridging the Gap on Bootleggers Music Group Radio. Please download the app. Please visit the website. If you can think of other people who'd make wonderful guests, I'm always looking for the next Llano out there. Have a great day. I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful day on Lake Michigan, which is just amazing. Corey, thank you. Greg, thank you. Linda, Llano,
Thank
Appreciate
you.
y'all. Have a great day,
Bye.
folks. We'll see you on the next episode of Bridging the Gap on Bootleggers Music Group Radio.